I'll rattle through some text in a minute, but I kind of drifted off a bit there, Natasha. I hope you were paying attention.
You know I wasn't paying attention, because you were talking to me.
Should we find out what Keith thought? Keith, were you paying attention?
Yeah, what did you think?
First time for everything.
Yeah. Look, there were some bits in there. Streeting on the front bench with his best...
Superb analysis.
Stop it.
No, I can confirm there were some bits in there.
There were some good bits in there.
It's not orange juice.
I don't like orange juice with bits in.
Yeah.
But it is probably more nutritionally value. Because it's not up to process.
Don't
anyway,
get distracted from our absence of insight.
We're streeting on the front bench with his best smile on, obviously, after all of that briefing that was happening against him last week, coming from the heart of number 10. But yes, you're right, it was a little bit of a low-energy PMQs, wasn't it? I think my main takeaway is, Keir Starmer pointedly refusing to rule out extending the income tax threshold freeze. That was something...
But it is from a punter's point of view. It's very unsatisfying. Will you confirm or deny that you're going to do this in the budget? I won't reveal anything at PMQs that we're going to... It's a bit undermined by the fact that Rachel Reeves keeps revealing what she is and then isn't and then is and then isn't and then is and then isn't and then is again going to do in the budget, either through briefings or press conferences. But Starmer never has, except that one time.
One time about 3 or 4 months ago.
Where does
that stop? I don't know where the line is. Is it September when the kids go back to school and they go, OK, now on no budget speculation? But yes, Kemi Badenoch going in on income tax. Why on earth are you U-turning about it? She messed up the first line by saying all after the budget, rather than what she meant to say was this has all happened before the budget. So that was her first line, and she totally fluffed it up. But yes, I think, look, the income tax threshold freeze, that's widely expected to happen. Everybody I've spoken to expects it to continue. It's a lot of money for the Chancellor. She's clearly not got that money in order to lift those thresholds at the moment. In fact, there were some people saying last week that actually it could be the opposite, that she could be actually looking to lower the threshold.
So we haven't got
which is crazy.
Nobody knows.
Well, it's just
anything could have. Mansion tax, lower thresholds, higher thresholds, no mansion tax, income tax, no income tax.
Yeah, we don't know. It's the hokey-cokey
budget.
budget.
Back, no guarantee. Black or white, rich or poor, he'll come knocking at your door. Sorry,
very good.
Carry on.
I think taxes are going to go up, but it just depends on how they're going to do it, right? And is it going to be a crucial breach of the manifesto promises or not? Those are the questions that are being asked at the top of government. And I think, like I say, speaking to everybody that I've been speaking to, if they can avoid breaking their manifesto promises in any way, they will. But they know they need to raise money. They know they need to raise a significant amount. And everybody I've spoken to thinks it's still going to be a painful budget. It's still going to be very difficult. It's still 20 to 30 billion pounds that she's got to fill of this black hole, even with the slightly better inflation news, meaning that she's got a bit more money to play with. This is going to be a really crucial moment for the government in the next sort of 7 to 10 days about how they ride this out. The one thing that I did think Keir Starmer was quite good at today, and which really got his backbenchers cheering, no return to austerity. That is the main argument that I think. If he can make that between now and this next budget, next week, that actually we've got no choice to do this because we refuse to go back to what the Tories did for 14 years, that is a strong argument. It resonates with the public, resonates with Labour voters. I think he should continue to make it.
Let's see what resonates with our listeners. I think Starmer seems rattled, says Alid. He's lost his composure and temper. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to lose your temper trying to debate with Badenoch, but still not a good look. And he forgot to mention Wales, the cheek of it. Wales got a result against North Macedonia in the World Cup, but they haven't yet qualified, so there would not really be much to congratulate them on, except beating North Macedonia 7-1.
Well, it was pretty stunning. What was the result in the end?
7-1 against North.
Last time I checked, Scotland. It was 4. No,
that was Scotland against Denmark.
Very good.
That was 4-2.
Very good. Well done.
And that was an extraordinary game of football, and
in.
It was World Cup qualification. So anyway, Alid,
understandable.
Can't expect congratulations.
Would have been nice.
Sam in Redhill, Kemi Badenoch is getting worse all over the place from question 1. Chris writes, I think often Mrs. Badenoch starts on a good topic. Do you know, I was saying, she started very well, and then she got her words wrong in the first question.
Yeah.
As she said, before instead of after, or after instead of before.
After the budget instead of before. So it wasn't a great start, and she realised that.
I agree with him. She does start well, and she is better when she's calm, but she seems to stay on topic after either her point is made or after her point is defeated. She often seems to have nowhere else to go.
Yes, and I think actually she should be a little bit more nimble and sort of, a little bit more flexible on her feet to say, actually, he's answered that question. That's not releasing any answers. I'm going to go in a slightly different direction.
Davey does that rather well. Davey sort of comes in with a completely different second question, a completely different follow-up, and therefore covers a lot more ground.
Exactly. But, I think she's right to press them on income tax. Why are you unravelling your own budget before you've even made it? Why was facing a breach of the manifesto in terms of your income tax threshold? She said that last year at last year's budget. She stood up and said, we're not going to do this. We're going to unfreeze these as soon as possible. And she still can't do that. On the economy, of course, Keir Starmer's got a good argument. Liz Truss, and that gets them up. That gets them the MPs on side every single time.
Voters don't seem to be taking it into account when assessing his government's performance.
No, I think people have short minds, don't they? Especially in politics. But what they were saying about sort of jobs, real world confidence. Talking about the chair of ExxonMobil and what he's pointing.
What's that about?
Government.
Well, I mean, that was a bit of an odd thing to say. I've been talking to energy bosses, and they all think you're awful, but I can't tell you what they said.
Yeah,
I mean. That's so childish. Also, Unite the Union, last time I checked, I think this press release came out at the end of October, £30 billion a year in profits in the UK alone, and they're struggling, are they? According to the leader of the opposition.
Yes, this company is meant to be making job cuts, so and they are blaming the government, the current industrial relations.
£30 billion a year in profits for UK energy companies, according to Unite the Union.
It's not the best example to use when there are obviously some
Won't
real
somebody
businesses.
think of the energy company bosses?
Well, I think we will be talking about energy costs next week, and that's clearly something that the Chancellor
energy company profits as well. They can't really do one without doing the other. I just thought that sounded very strange. It'd be like me saying to you, you'll never believe what Keith said about you. But I can't tell you.
I can just go and ask him. He'll probably tell me.
No, you can't. You're not allowed to.
Okay,
but I mean, that's what she sounded like. She said, they called you a big, smelly woo-woo.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you what they said. Unprintable, while she was making a speech, not writing an article. But hey-ho. Kemi is just so awful, says Vic. I'm listening on your show. She comes across as arrogant and clueless, as bad as Starmer can be. Badenoch is just so easy for him to go up against. And Connor picks up on that point as well. Lots of people. Starmer has noticed that Badenoch performs well when she is calm. Wind her up. And then she heats and falters.
I think that's fair. And, when he was sort of picking on her, saying, stop chuntering or whatever in the middle there. I'm not sure I do like that word. But yes, chuntering. And then, she sort of starts to rise at it and then, raises her voice a bit. And I think you're completely right that it sort of takes the sting out of whatever she's trying to say, because she starts speaking quicker and starts sounding a little bit angrier / more hysterical, and that's just not a fantastic look for her. But yes, like I say, I think every week I'm agreeing with her on the topics that she chooses to go in on, how she chooses to do it. But I just don't. Her delivery is just not quite there yet.
It's almost like the problem is her.
Oh, I didn't say that, you did.
Isaac puts everything better than either of us have managed to do in the last few minutes. He writes, "This is terrible from Badenoch. She's asking questions about a budget which there is zero chance of Starmer answering because they will only be divulged at the budget. And she's getting cross on only question 2. This is going downhill faster than a Yorkshireman in a bathtub on a Sunday night in the 1980s. That is a popular culture reference that I am here for. That is a beautiful little bit of lyricism from Isaac, for which I thank you. Do you get that? You're too young to get that, aren't you?
Don't get it at all. What is it?
It's Last of the Summer Wine, one of the great staples of Sunday night television, which famously featured a Yorkshireman going down the hill in a bathtub in one famous episode.
Should we talk about our Davey while we've got a minute?
I feel so old when you don't get these popular culture references.
Can sorry, I wasn't alive in the 80s.
Can you at least? That doesn't help.
I did. I started laughing, but then you literally asked me, "Do you remember it?" And I can't lie to you.
And let's just pop Paul in Idiot's Corner. He's been listening to the same programme that you have been listening to, and he writes, more racist bullying of Kemi Badenoch on now, because, yes, we have been focusing entirely on her ethnicity and her race while reading out messages criticising her performance in PMQs, you irredeemable flump. Ed Davey.
Davey, gambling firms and that huge mound of rubbish that's been building up in Oxfordshire. Actually, they're not too terrible, un-Ed Davey-friendly topics. We thought he might go on Donald Trump, but he did go on that last week and talked about Trump at the BBC, so maybe he was looking to do something slightly different. I thought the way the Prime Minister lowered his voice when he was talking about suicide and gambling is a little bit of a hint of maybe that the government next week will go ahead with some form of additional gambling tax, as has been reported. Talking about it is a very important issue, and we need to do more on it.
Trying to have their cake and eat it, aren't they, really? Because they're going to sell it as an attempt to reduce the likelihood of gambling related problems, but of course, if it's in the budget, it also gets framed as a revenue-raising exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't do both.
But it's an easy win politically, and it's something that Gordon Brown, the former Chancellor, has been calling for yonks in order to try and pay for the two-child benefit cap being uplifted, and they're trying to frame it around that. And on the River Chartwell, not a lot there. The Environment Agency will use all of their powers to stop this. Well, it's not going very well, is it? But it is.
What exactly has happened there? Do we know?
To be honest with you, I've not really been following it. But yes, big mound of rubbish not been cleared away.
Someone will know. They'll send me a text imminently, no doubt. So I think our original instincts were not by no means vintage.
No means vintage. A little bit lacklustre. A little bit of a flump. Would you say?
Well, I should stop using that again for a popular culture reference you won't recognise. There was a lovely children's programme called The Flumps.
Was it? Yeah. I remember the Flumps being like a little sweetie, like a marshmallow that twisted round. Do you ever have that?
Yes, I do. But The Flumps was a nice
Flumps.
Television programme. They were sort of like furry balls with eyes on them, weren't they?
That sounds a bit creepy.
Oh, well, you need to see it. They were anything but. Thank you, Natasha. That was lovely.